China's diplomatic relations, as was correctly pointed out by the Deputy Consul General. We have had relations for 72 years. But 10 years ago, this relationship changed for the better. This China-Pakistan friendship deepened and now is an all-weather strategic cooperative partnership. It is now not just a friendship, it is an iron brotherhood. We are two iron brothers that are joined together. And this China-Pakistan economic corridor, ladies and gentlemen, is a deep commitment by the government and the people of China into the future economic development of Pakistan. And this deserves an applause. I will also be speaking in Urdu shortly, but I want to say this in English very clearly, is because 10 years ago, we are celebrating 10 years of China-Pakistan economic corridor. The situation you need to imagine where Pakistan stood 10 years ago in 2013, in which Pakistan had crippling energy shortages, load shedding. Pakistan was suffering from probably one of the worst terrorist insurgencies on record in 2013, in the July of 2013. And most of our international partners were unwilling, because of the terrorist insurgency, to come out actively and support Pakistan. And at that time, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who had recently become Prime Minister in June, visited Beijing. And there the seeds of China-Pakistan economic corridor were sown, which, of course, the agreements were signed when President Xi Jinping visited Pakistan in April of 2015. I'm a witness of all the visit, the famous visit. So the important part is that China stood beside Pakistan, shoulder to shoulder, when no other country was willing to do so. This is important because, as we know, it is the tough times that allow you to recognize your true friends. So 2013, while we celebrate 10 years of CPEC, was a very difficult year for us. I was also new in government then. To have China step up in 2013, none of this existed. This hall, this converter station, I'm also fortunate because I visited some weeks ago the Matiari end of the transmission line also, is to have this sense that at that time, 10 years ago, when none of this was here, that two of our leaders, Nawaz Sharif and Xi Jinping, had that vision that we have to take Pakistan forward. And at that time, China stepped up and the leadership of His Excellency President Xi Jinping, who committed China to this, at that time, the Belt and Road Initiative was just a Belt and Road Initiative. It didn't have any energy component. So it was Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's advocacy that Pakistan was short of energy and we needed not just generation, important part, but the transmission also of that energy. So thus CPEC took shape, took nearly 2 years for it to be signed, but by grace of Allah Almighty and the leadership of our two leaders, it finally began in 2015, and we all stand here today to celebrate the 1,000 days of successful operation of this 660 kV high voltage direct current line. If people were wondering what HVDC means, it's because essentially the electricity that is generated is converted into direct current, sent across the country, and then it is converted at the other end again to be used in our houses, in our factories, in our industries, in our commercial areas. So it's, we are here to acknowledge the iron brotherhood of our great friend China, which has made this push forward into Pakistan's what we hope will be a better economic future for the people of this country. I'm also delighted that in my current responsibility as Minister for Energy and in the leadership of Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif as Prime Minister, we have completed the unfinished agenda of CPEC over the last year. Mr. Shehbaz Sharif as Prime Minister inaugurated the Karot electric hydro project. He inaugurated both the Thal Nova and the TEL projects, and of course one of the key projects of Pakistan's future, the Shanghai Electric 1320 megawatt Thar coal powered plant, which is at the moment the biggest demonstration that we have that Thar coal is feasible, Thar coal is usable, and Thar coal will be a foundation of Pakistan's future energy generation. So Shanghai Electric, alhamdulillah, now is also in operation. I look at the numbers every day. It's working well. And also, I've had this final remark in English before I switch to Urdu. I've had this privilege of watching this China-Pakistan economic partnership and iron brotherhood. As I said, I've seen it in the extreme south of the country, the southeast, where the Shanghai Electric is located, and I've seen it in the mountains in Sukhi Kinari, where I went to see lay the foundation stone for the transmission line. So if the question that is asked is that, you know, where is China-Pakistan friendship? Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to celebrate 886 kilometers of China-Pakistan friendship. This is what this project represents. And the reason I say this is it is a commitment by China into the future of Pakistan is because as CPEC was being developed, the south of the country, the areas near Karachi, in Thar, in Port Qasim, is becoming more and more important as an electricity generation area. One of the things that were also built, which should not go unmentioned, are the K2 and K3 nuclear power plants, which have now become a foundation, again, a very important foundation for Pakistan electricity generation. They are now one of our base loads that we run all year, every day. And if one of them goes offline for repairs, I get a fever because I want them to run every day, every hour. So it's so the commitment to the future is that as the South becomes more important